Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Supergirl. Today we're going to be talking about some breaking news in regards to when the Supergirl movie is supposed to start. And also we have a first look at one of the DCU projects. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. Okay, so we've talked about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow recently. We talked about how it was supposed to start shooting in the fall, so that's around October, November time. That was when we were expecting to actually see something happen in regards to the production starting. However, we've got some new news today that suggests, according to Daniel RPK, who you guys can follow on Twitter, it's at Daniel RPK, his link will be in the description below. But basically, Daniel's a scooper, and he normally has fairly reliable information, but he's almost always doing scoops, so this is a scoop. And basically, the scoop is that production on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow has reportedly been delayed. The film is expected to start shooting in January 2025. So this could be very big news. So if it's expected to start in January 2025 when it was originally supposed to start shooting in the fall around October, November time, that's a good few months delay. That is kind of significant. Now this could be for a number of reasons, right? It could be a problem with the locations, a problem with the studios that they want to film at. We know that they're going to be filming in the UK, that is what Daniel is saying right now, and we know that DC Studios is trying to move to the UK eventually and bring a lot of their productions over there. And if you're based in London, that means, you know, you can shoot anywhere in the UK, but also you're really close to mainland Europe, and you could go film in Hungary, you can film in Germany, you can film anywhere kind of that they need, and it gives you a lot of different locations that look different, and I think it's a really good base to have. But basically, with them actually moving the date supposedly to January 2025, that doesn't mean that the film is going to be delayed. That means shooting is delayed by a couple of months, probably due to some pre-production issues, as I said. Also, another factor could be James Gunn and his availability, because we know he wants to oversee most of the productions. Obviously, you can never have all the productions line up and be perfect. But something that just popped into my mind is that I remember Millie Alcock, and we talked about this a while ago. She actually signed up for a TV show that I believe is filming right now. And if that TV show shoot goes on for a long time, like it could be a good couple of months, I guess it would be kind of fast to start shooting in October if, say, she ends filming in September. I mean, obviously actors are professional and they would have learned their lines and would have been ready for starting to shoot a couple of weeks later. So that's just another thing that popped to mind in terms of why the production might be delayed. But I just want to emphasize, I don't think anything crazy is happening. So the film is set to release in June 2026 on the 26th of that month. So that is a long time away. They've got a lot of time, and if they start shooting in January 2025, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Of course, for us Supergirl fans, we want to see shots and behind the scenes photos just like we've been getting of Superman recently, so we want to see that. However, we can wait a couple more months into the new year, and January 2025 was actually my original guess for when they were to start before we started hearing those rumors that it would be in the fall. And that's because that's a similar timeline to how long Superman had from starting around March time, and it having over a year and quite a good few months, like at least 6+ months as a gap basically to get everything done, and it's a good timeline really. So I think January 2025, that gives you a year until January 2026, and then you have from January 2026 to June. That's a long time, that's many months. And obviously filming doesn't take too long in respect to, you know, a year and a half plus. So that's the latest news. What do you guys think of that? Do you think this is a big piece of news? Like, do you think this is going to have a major effect on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow? Or what's your theories about why it's been delayed and why they are moving it to January? Plus also, are you looking forward to seeing the film with Millie Alcock? Because I know that I'm really excited. So yeah, that pretty much does it in regards to that main topic. Let's talk about some of our other topics today. So I just briefly wanted to continue on with Supergirl and talk about, are they going to actually make any changes to this film compared to the comic book? because obviously I've read the comic book, I know a lot about it, and I would say it would be really perfect if they were to faithfully adapt it. However, what sparked this idea to talk about this in my mind was I saw one of the Superman actors actually say that the film that James Gunn has made is very faithful to the comics, however it has a James Gunn twist to it. So if we put it in the context of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, is it going to be faithfully adapted, and the screenplay that was written for it, that was adapted from the comic book that was originally written by Tom King, is it going to be similar but with a twist? That twist wouldn't have anything to do with the director, Craig Giuseppe. Obviously the visuals and everything like that they create when actually filming, that's going to be to do with him, but the screenplay and the writing was done by someone completely different. So I think it could be very faithful, and I really do hope it's going to be faithful, and I hope we see the main characters that are featured in the comic books, because there have been rumors recently that Jason Momoa might be coming back to DC and playing Lobo in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow as the main villain. Now this isn't faithful to the comics at all, because Lobo does not show up in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. In fact, there is another main villain, and his name is Krem. He is specific to this comic book, so he's a Supergirl villain, and I really like him. So he's a bounty hunter, he is a killer, he is ruthless, he's cold, and Supergirl has a real vendetta against him in this comic book. And I would presume, based on all the descriptions so far about how they see Millie Alcock's Supergirl as being, they're going to go pretty faithful to how dark she goes in this comic book, because she does go extremely dark, and it really tests her as a superhero about what are her boundaries, you know, how far will she go when it's someone that she truly hates and would love to kill, but could she step over that line? Also, one of the main characters is an alien girl called Ruthie, I think that's how you pronounce it, but she is an important factor, and that is actually how Supergirl is brought into this story and faces off against Krem because of Ruthie, because Krem actually killed her father, and that is why she comes to Supergirl and asks her, after seeing her in a fight in a bar in space, can you come with me and let me kill Krem so I can get revenge on him? So as you can tell, I'm really rooting for it to be comic book accurate, but obviously I'm more than okay with them making some changes here and there, giving it a little twist, because it would be pretty boring if it was exactly the same. So I'm all in for some changes, but we'll see what that is when the film comes out. Now let's move on to our final topic. This is to do with the DCU and to do with Peacemaker, because I do believe that they are still filming Peacemaker right now, and we don't know too much about the new season. However, it's going to be important because it's going to be set in the DCU despite season 1 being in the DCEU, so there's going to be some retcons, there's going to be some changes, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Peacemaker Season 2 and if it's going to be similar to Season 1, which I presume it will be. However, we've got a first look at a official logo at the DCU's version of Argus. You can see it on the screen right here. This is the logo, and it is very Argus-like. It's cool, it's different, it's not, you know, your kind of normal like FBI logo where it's just the letters or something like that. And so what's Argus, for those of you that don't know? Basically, Argus is a secret government agency that's normally led by Amanda Waller. We've seen it in the DCEU in the past, specifically seen in the Suicide Squad films. And Argus basically means Advanced Research Group Uniting Superhumans. So their main focus is on superpower beings and controlling them, but also they have the Suicide Squad team, they have Creature Commandos, which we're seeing very soon later this year. And so Argus is very important in the grand scheme of things, especially because James Gunn is still going big with his Suicide Squad related characters. So we got an official logo, and this is similar to the most recent Argus logo in the comics. It takes big inspiration from that logo. It's a sideways A, and then you've got almost like a UFO in the middle of the A, just representing the kind of work that they do. And you've got these kind of streaks, these 4 streaks, and it almost looks like light emitting off the UFO. So it's a very sleek, very simple logo that says a lot, and this is just going to be pasted up on the walls of Argus when you see it in Peacemaker Season 2. So that does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.